these last 2 years have come from, but quietly happy with my performances, given that I didn't win many matches the year for a number of years.
Well, it's always difficult playing in front of your own crowd, a lot of expectancy. And I don't wish to remind you about this, but you lost.
Won 3 matches to qualify here, but outside of that, a lot of first round defeats, so he'd be looking to start really well and settle the nerves a little bit, because he's a very talented player but just hasn't quite shown it this season so far.
Yeah, well, he's only been a professional, of course, for... Nicely dropped in, nice cannon on the black. Can he do it? Yeah, it was a little bit...
No.
Oh, and played it well. Couldn't put a lot of pace in that.
To leave it over towards the green pocket here, not to leave the red in the middle.
Needs to avoid the blue at all costs.
14.
He didn't.
1.
That Mark put the cue away eventually after 2 hours, because I don't think he potted many balls. And
Okay.
Mark was on a run, and there. It's a nice little shot at the back. If he hits the red, he's probably going to be on yellow or brown.
Played it nice.
You mentioned, John, there about that underarm shot that Mark's so famous for. A funny story from the World Championships when we played a few years back. He played a few of those in an exhibition clearance against me, and I sort of joked with him at the end of the frame about how good he is at it and how he does it. I just don't know.
Play that in such a way he'd have a choice of 2 reds. I think the one he'd prefer to play is the one immediately above the pink.
Just looking at the layout of the balls, he's not going to need the 3 below the black if he can stay in good position with a further 3 reds and 3 pinks. That'll be enough to get him over the winning line already.
A little bit short of pace, but I think he can hold this. Trace the left-hand side just to check the cue ball.
50.
So as Mark said, this pink putting 42 points in front. So the 2 open reds, so to speak, with colours, would get into snooker as required. Now this is a red that he could have played on earlier in this break, but didn't want to risk it. Always need due care and attention, this type of shot.
$57.
It's just what you come to expect from Mark Williams, isn't it? A
63.
typically assured start, not feeling or showing it. He's feeling any nerves out there, which I'm sure he is. No first frame of any match, you're going to be a little nervous, but you can just never tell with Mark, and this pink leave Jamie needing 2 snookers. But I'm sure if Mark doesn't pot the next red, John, you'll see Jamie come back to the table.
Yeah, particularly being the first frame, you'd like to get a bit of table time, get the cue arm going. But to all intents and purposes, this is frame ball.
70.
It was one of them ones where he was making sure of the pink and he was trying to cannon those reds, but all of his focus was on that pink just to make sure you go over the winning line, and it'll just be a safety here because I'm pretty sure these two reds aren't to plant, so up in behind the yellow next.
So a nice contribution,
What are we on,
and
70?
but for 2 snookers, that should be the first frame.
5 frame of snooker with a points level. Mark just plays the thin edge safety, but he was so scared of giving 4 points away by missing it that he felt he was forced into that. And chance for Jamie now to get those 2 reds and 2 high valued colours, and then lay a snooker on the last red. He'd be disappointed with that.
Yeah. First frame nerves for me. Not settled yet.